Hi
Hey, hey,
guys, welcome
hey.
back, welcome back
For more.
to with your favorite long distance besties. We got to give y'all another video.
You know who it
You know,
is.
you
It's
know, and
Layla.
it's Tina
And this is the reality
podcast.
podcast. You're listening, tune in, sit back, grab some tea, get ready to spill some tea.
Period.
What's your favorite hosts?
Got to. So this topic is going to be about what I'm sure you guys have been seeing on your For You pages everywhere.
We're
Beauty.
tired.
We're tired. Whether it's makeup, whether it's workout routines, telling you to glow up, telling you need to,
Diet.
I mean, everything. That's what we're going to be talking about, how it affects us mentally, because that's really where the glow up really is. It's in your mental. So
hmm First and
let's get into it.
foremost.
Period.
Yeah.
So first, I'm going to just start it off with a question. Do
Hmm.
you feel pressured to glow up?
Ooh, okay. To answer, honestly, it's so funny that you say this actually, because it's actually something I'm dealing with right now.
Hmm.
Um, I would say, do I feel pressure? Yes.
Hmm.
And I'll tell you why. One, living in New York is a different experience.
Girl,
Everybody here is literally always dressed to the nines. Like you'll see bummy people every now and then, whatever. But still, like people definitely carry themselves a
with a
certain way
certain
here.
way.
And
Hmm.
I'm more used to like, carrying myself a certain way when I want to. And I
Yeah.
still do. Like I love my bummy fits, but I still do feel like this pressure to kind of reinvent myself sometimes and, have a winter hustle and grind for
Hmm.
that summer body and all that. So
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
I completely get that. Like, I feel like I have the same pressures too, because I live in Atlanta. And you already know
It's a setup from the start, bro. It's a
the
setup.
setup. Like when I tell you I go to Atlanta, I'm walking around, I'm looking like, dang, like can't we
Was there a
dang,
dress code invitation or
like
something?
literally,
Like,
like, did I not know? But honestly, I love to see it. I love the diversity of the outfits. I
me
love that
too.
nobody's in a box. I like really appreciate just like the diversity of everything.
Yeah, I take
But
a ton of inspiration from
yes,
strangers.
exactly. But as far as like glowing up, I feel like I guess I wouldn't really say I have a pressure to now. I think more so when I was younger, like still kind of trying to like figure myself out within my own identity. But I definitely feel pressure to like step it up.
Right.
You know what I'm
Especially now
saying?
that you're getting
Yeah,
older.
like you
It's like
definitely feel like a
you
little
want to have like your own persona and be seen a certain
exactly.
way.
But I think
So,
I flipped it to make it like more positive for me. Like, so I don't be looking at anybody and be like, oh, I feel less than. It's more so, okay, I like that cute inspo and I keep it pushing.
no, definitely.
But
Sometimes, yeah, I do definitely have to check that because it can
yeah,
very easily turn into that.
yes,
So, sometimes you just got to realize, someone's
yes,
beauty doesn't take away from your own.
no. And then also, like, what I remind myself mentally is that for every like bad comment you receive, your brain needs like three to combat it.
Mhm.
So I always like remember to like always remember the compliments I was given or always remember like how somebody made me feel in that moment. I really cherish it because
And that's on neuroplasticity.
got to retrain your mind because at this point my
Who
mind
else is
really
going
ain't
to do
with it.
it?
It's
Who else is going
my
to do
world.
it? Exactly. It's
It's
your
my
world.
world.
It all stems from here. So,
So coming from that, like well, now we're talking about young women in the pursuit of beauty. So this idea, like again, like I said on your For You page, all you'll see is how to glow up, what to eat, how to lose 20 pounds in a week, like all of these things.
I think it's
But
also, can I just say, I think it's
yeah.
also really high right now because we're currently seeing a major shift in the beauty standard. Like we went from
Oh,
being, slim thick to now everybody wants a 90s Jennifer Aniston body. So it's like I feel like we're really seeing a shift in like all of this
I
exponentially
mean,
because like we're like at the peak of like, a flip on the pendulum.
I
So,
knew it was over when the Kardashians got skinny again.
once they took out their BBLs and their filler, I was like, okay, so the time for black girls was up. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like,
My fault.
mm,
I should have known better.
no, literally, like I literally saw this woman. She was like probably like in her like early 40s. She was walking at like 6 a.m. on a treadmill, talking about how she still feels the pressures to be 90s pretty from like when she was like 16.
No.
And I was like, oh, oh baby, no.
That's how we know we're crossing some
We
territory here.
definitely are.
That's judging the line
We
of
definitely are.
mental
Literally. So
illness.
I think it's important to think within yourself what your definition of beauty is because
Hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with potentially having a beauty standard. I just think your standard of beauty cannot be based on the society that's constantly changing. Like how
Yeah.
we just said, how now it used to be slim thick to now we're back to skinny. Like, and I
Hmm.
promise you, slim thick's gonna come right back around again.
Oh
It
yeah, it's
always
gonna
does.
go right back around
Like, literally.
in due time. Like, what is it, every 10 years? It really wasn't even, it didn't even last that. Well, I
It
guess it
didn't.
did, huh? What was
Let's
that?
think.
Like, it was like early, it was like 2010s. When I
No,
think of
you're
BBL era, I think
right.
of 2010s. And now we're in
Yeah, Nicki
2020s.
Minaj.
Yeah,
Yes, that was big. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Everybody
dang,
wanted the girl with the big butt. Y'all forgot
that's
about
true.
Anaconda so quick.
Literally, literally.
Hmm.
Everyone's, but honestly, it's the teas, it's the diet pills, it's this.
Yeah.
It's all in pursuit of something that's unfortunately, it's kind of argued if this is even attainable. So,
Hmm.
do you think that beauty is attainable?
Well, based on what I believe beauty is, I do think it's attainable. What I don't think is attainable are unrealistic beauty standards and expectations, because, like you said, beauty standards are constantly shifting and changing. So it is virtually impossible to keep it up. You will run your pockets dry and you will literally have permanent skin damage before you see an attainable beauty standard and being able to constantly keep up with it.
Literally.
But if we're talking about subjective beauty and what that means to the individual, I think that is attainable as long as it's coming from a healthy place.
Period. I completely agree. I completely agree. Because I feel like it's important to like working on yourself is very important and having whatever goals and dreams, whether that is weight loss or weight gain, whether
Right.
that is, changing your fashion and all these things, these can be tools that we can use to transcend ourselves and diversify our likings. Because there's nothing, you don't have to stay the same. You know what I'm
There's nothing
saying?
inherently wrong with that.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like your own standard of beauty will change for yourself often.
I agree, definitely. I mean, I know mine is, especially
Same.
because, like, we're so young, and that's the thing about the beauty standards and the whole TikTok of it all,
Mhm.
is seeing these very young women put their bodies through hell
Yes,
just to mutilate themselves and not really reap the benefits, because next thing you know, the beauty standard has shifted.
literally.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what was really the point? You're never going to be satisfied if you're chasing these magazine covers and celebrity tips and tricks. Like, it just doesn't work that way. These people have a team who are paid to make sure they look good.
Yes, literally.
You got yourself.
And literally, and it's important to realize like why do you want to be beautiful?
Mhm. I saw this video, and I was talking about being ugly will set you free. I don't know if
Hmm.
you've
I think I've seen it.
was it a Substack article? I think it may have
It
been a
was a
Substack
Substack
article.
article.
Yeah. It was, I think it's pretty, like, it's a really interesting concept. And personally, I remember thinking when I was younger that I didn't want to be pretty. I remember feeling that way.
Really?
Yes, like, just because, like, of what comes with it. Because yes, pretty privilege, but at the time, I think it's because I wasn't pretty
Yes,
like as a
same.
child. So then I like
Yes.
randomly switched overnight, pretty young, like when I started,
Yeah.
getting out of my like awkward phase. And I didn't like the attention I was getting.
Yeah.
It made me really uncomfortable. So I was like, damn, life would be so much easier if I was like ugly. But, you know,
Yes.
that's a dangerous mindset as well. That
You
was the
know,
mindset of 14-year-old me. So,
literally, I think for me, I didn't really understand what pretty privilege was just yet. I just remember being nerdy, kind of geeky, not really caring about my hair, and I could care how I looked. Like, I really didn't care. I would really just live my life. And I
hmm,
think that's what I loved and appreciate so much about being ugly. I was just doing me. Like, it was just
exactly.
literally me being me versus like you gain attractiveness all of a sudden. Everybody's just nitpicking everything you do, always have an
It's
opinion.
really
And
objectifying.
it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. I can't do anything.
People place so many different ideas onto you once they find you attractive. It's so weird. Like, I had to talk about this one experience because it really stuck with me, I think,
Hmm.
because I was at school basically. I was at school, and Up until a couple of weeks ago, I really didn't have any friends. Like I didn't have anyone to talk to at school. I had like one friend and she ended up like leaving the school. So I was like, damn, it's just
Mhm.
me. But I started just putting myself out there more because I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do something about it. And I was at the gym and I ran into this girl who I'd seen before. Mind you, I've tried to talk to this girl in the past. She came off kind of uninterested, so I just kind of fell back. And
Mhm.
we're talking, and she's like, yeah, I just have to say, like, you're like the prettiest person I've ever seen. And I was like, what? Like, really?
Mhm.
Because, girl, you don't act like it. Like, because it's like, how, it's like, I think it's that's kind of where the dehumanization comes in of like being pretty. It's like it's nice in hindsight to look at, like you're something nice to look at, but like I don't know, and then all these labels come onto you of like I don't know whether it's unapproachable or just these preconceived
Yeah.
notions of what type of person you are that makes people not even want to come up to you.
Yeah.
So it's a really it can be kind of isolating. It's an interesting place, and honestly, I didn't want to accept that. Like I've heard the whole like pretty girl intimidation thing. And I never really wanted to accept that because like that can't be true. But then you live
Mhm.
it real time and you're like, oh,
No, literally.
okay.
Yeah. That's why I said, like, why does being beautiful even matter? Because we know that it's transactional. We know in life, typically, if you're more beautiful, you get access to better opportunities. So, when it comes to beautification, it's like being pretty gets you in the door a lot of times, but it doesn't keep you there.
It does
So,
not.
having your brain, having your sense of self, and also just being a decent person is what keeps you in the room.
It's because people
Mhm.
have become so obsessed with beauty that we've made that like a talking point, and it's like our entire life. It's so easy to obsess about something. And I think that's because it is unattainable. Like as human beings, we want what we cannot have. So it's very easy to like chase after this idea of something or people in proximity to what you believe beauty is, rather than actually be beautiful as a person through
Exactly.
development and, getting to know yourself and having a sense of identity away from your physical appearance. So it's a really dangerous rhetoric to like, constantly berate yourself with this type of content of
Hmm.
glow up, 40-day dumpy challenge, eat
Hmm.
this in 10 days, you'll lose 15 pounds. Like, okay, let's relax.
And I cannot be more beautiful than I already am right now.
Honestly, oh my God, can we talk about that though? Like, it's so exhausting. Are you a cat pretty? Are you deer pretty? Are you
Oh,
doe pretty?
you see?
Like,
It's like it'll never end.
see how we're tipping into dehumanization here? Like, because why are you comparing me to a literal animal? Like,
Exactly.
how did we
But
get here?
also it's a means to kind of like,
It's like you have to identify what kind of pretty you are because you can't
yes,
be all types of
you
pretty,
can't,
you know?
right.
We
And
can't have
even
that.
even we're talking about beauty, you had like sexy versus
It's cute.
pretty and
Yeah.
cute.
And
Like,
then there's
what's the
beautiful. Like
difference?
it's so
Like, it's
exhausting.
exhausting
And
as a
then
woman.
and the stuff that it comes with is so ridiculous because then it goes into what kind of man are you gonna attract, how you should dress, how you should do your makeup,
Yes,
how you should do your hair. Like, can I just be myself? I'm gonna present myself however I walked out of that door this morning, okay?
exactly.
Whether because I
Exactly.
can be all of those things.
You
I
can
can
be
be
all
all
of
of those
them,
things.
all
Like,
of them.
why are you putting yourself in this box, this of what beauty is based off of whose standards?
Exactly. A lot of people are following trends and following other people based
Mm-hmm.
off what they think that beauty
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like it's unattainable because you're basing it off of her aesthetic that she's chosen for herself that she likes
Right.
versus find your own aesthetic. Find what you like. Make beauty into your own way. Pave it for yourself. Oh, she's prettier than this. Is she really though? You're just perceiving that way. I mean,
That's
I'm
why
not.
I also feel like
Mhm.
ugly is subjective too. Like,
It
it's
is.
like
It exactly
there's
is.
somebody for
Yeah,
everybody, because
exactly.
beauty is it's so subjective. So, what somebody's cup of tea is may not be
I mean,
mine, but
even me and you have a very different taste.
we don't have to get into that, Christina. But yes, we do. No shade, no
But
shade.
no shade.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I think what it is too is the fact that you can find beauty in everything and everyone. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be your
It's not like,
exact cup of
and that's
tea.
exactly, it's like beautiful is not just this physical
It's
vessel.
not.
Like it's so much, it exceeds so much further than that. It's mind, it's soul, it's
Yes,
heart, it's
yes,
the way you speak. all of that falls under elegance and beautiful and grace. So it's just this notion that beauty is only something to be attained by what you do physically. It's just so
Yes.
tired.
But I do have to say this because I am a part of this community. I do feel like the pressures for Black women to be beautiful just within
Ugh,
the community is just
they're
quite
rubbed up by like
jarring.
10. Yeah.
Yes, it's just quite jarring because you're dealing with like obviously society and you're dealing with
Mhm.
yourself, especially when it comes to our hair
Even
and
family. Oh my God, don't get me started on the hair.
oh my gosh, and
I
texturism
could
and
talk
all
about
these
that
things. I
too.
mean,
Like
so
I literally, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Like I just, when you said that, it just makes me think of like hair specifically because I be rocking my mini twist. Okay. So it just brought me back to a time where I was working at my last job and I would come in. I had a mini twist probably like 90% of the time. Um, because like, girl, I do.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I came in with like this bust down set of knotless boho braids. I still think about those braids to this day. But anyways, so I come in, the whole room stops. Mind you, this is the majority. I was like at the time, not the only Black girl there, but very few of us. A majority like white or like Hispanic people. And everybody was like, oh my God, they got her hair done. And the compliments quickly went from like compliment to like shade. Like I remember
Right.
my coworker was like, so what did you do now that you got your hair done? And I'm just over here like, my hair has been done every day I've stepped into
That's
this
what I'm
office. I
saying.
don't know
Even
what you're
my hair
talking
isn't
about.
done. My hair has been done.
My hair's been done. Like, what are we talking about? So, man, we need to bring lip gloss back.
We do. Oh, I miss her.
I hope she's living
I
lavish
hope she's
somewhere because
living good.
I we did not understand what she was trying to say at the time about beauty, about hair, about
They
Black
dragged her for
women,
no
anything.
reason. I
They were
loved her
just
at the time as
mad.
well. I thought she was.
They hate to see women, specifically Black women, be themselves and completely themselves, like physically
Yes.
and everything, not trying to like morph yourself into some beauty standard, like, but actually just be yourself. They hate to see that,
Like,
bro.
I saw a young Black girl on TikTok crying, talking about like Black women. Like, I know, like, and she had to, like, give a whole bunch of pretenses to it's okay to wear wigs, blah, blah, blah. So mine is after she said that. Then she goes, but why don't we wear natural hair? Like, why don't we, like, wear our real hair? Why don't we do this? And I just thought it was so sad to feel like you're like, okay, we're constantly fighting for beauty and representation in these spaces, but a lot of times our beauty is not even represented in these spaces. Do you know what
Don't
I
get
mean?
me started. Don't
So
get me
it's
started. Because I'll start.
like, I mean, please start because I
No,
mean,
because
we're not addressing that the pendulum for beauty in the black spaces change often as
clearly
well.
that's true. It's very reflective. I don't know why, but when I was like probably like 15, I used to like engage in like rage bait content with regarding like Black beauty standards. Like I used to watch those
Oh,
videos
I
that were
don't
like
watch them.
light skin versus dark skin, like those school interviews, like they're
Yes,
kids
I
in high school.
hated them.
I hate, and I used to get so mad. I would watch them. But
Yeah.
honestly, I'm glad I did because that's kind of where I learned about, well, obviously, because I couldn't really identify what my own experiences were with colorism because I was so young. So to see it like objectively, I was like, I could really pinpoint the mindset behind colorism and just realize
Mhm.
how stupid it was because
It
they
was
would
so
just say the
stupid.
stupidest things as to why they prefer one type of girl over another. And I'd be like, that doesn't make any sense. So
Literally.
it's just now to see it happening, like still, because people love to act like dark
They,
skinned women don't get shade, don't experience colorism
oh my
anymore just because
gosh.
being chocolate is popular now. Like, no, it's still very much a thing.
Yes.
So to see it happen now and in Hollywood and everything, it's ridiculous.
Yes. I think it's so evident and it's so ingrained, I think, in our culture because even when we're talking about this, you can like literally quote an auntie that you know that talk like this. You got a cousin that talk like this and
Yep.
unapologetically don't care. You know what
Don't
I'm
care.
saying?
And don't correct them. Oh,
So even I've noticed it's been kind of like a trend to be non-colorist. You know what I'm saying? Even
mm-hmm.
though they know that they
Mm-hmm.
are. You know what I mean? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they have these opinions, oh, black women are so beautiful, this and a third. But then right when you get them mad or you say something they don't like,
Suddenly, you
suddenly,
black
bitch.
bitch.
I mean, you're like a
Whoa.
perfect example is Kane. I'm not gonna lie. When she sat there was talking about dark skinned women and everybody, took her right back. But it's just like, I mean,
No, because
what
I
made
saw
you
this
say
TikTok the other day and I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to feel about it because I was trying really hard for it to like, and maybe it wasn't colors. I didn't end up watching the whole thing. I watched like 75% of the video, but it was like this model. He's like light skin or whatever. And he was like in France, and some guy compared him to like a basketball player. Because you know how European people are. They don't know what
Yeah.
different type of black people are. So the guy he compared him to was like some dark skinned basketball player. He's like, first of all, he's dark skinned. Second of all, I don't look nothing like him. I don't play basketball. Third of all, he's dark as fuck. Fourth of all,
Okay, the
he's
first one
dark
I
as
wasn't
shit.
okay.
I'm
Whoa. Okay, the first one I
like it just
wasn't sure
kept
about.
going. Yes.
Okay, the first one I wasn't sure about because I'm
I was
like,
going,
okay,
okay,
that's kind of
that's
okay, that's
true.
valid though.
That's
But
valid.
the second
But
one,
he just
the
kept
second time
going.
when he mentioned the dark skin, okay, we heard that the first time. Okay, the third
Yeah, so it was kind of like, okay,
time.
I'm just gonna scroll now because I can't. Oh my God, it literally starts with the black men first and foremost. Like they are literally the weakest link when it comes to this
Okay.
colorism shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I literally was having a conversation with a dark skinned man, and he gonna tell me he wanted light skinned kids. I said, good luck with that.
Good luck.
And he was hurt, to say the least.
Mm.
To say he was hurt because why are you idolizing something that doesn't look like you? Like,
No,
can we
literally.
even like you don't even understand the levels of self-hatred that are lying there, lying dormant, that are just begging you to address them because what made him even say that? Don't know. Nobody asked. Nobody cared. But he felt the need to, project that,
Hmm.
say that outwardly.
But that's what it
So
really is. It's just projections. Like I saw this one video, this girl's talking about how, oh, dark skinned girls are insecure. It's just obvious. And a black man was defending her. And
no,
he was
I
like,
no,
no, no,
that was
no.
years ago. This is a
Yeah,
refreshing
yeah,
change of
yeah.
pace, I must
No,
say.
it
Not the
really
TikTok
is.
though,
No.
but I do see a refreshing change of pace
Yes.
with black men.
But
I'm proud.
yes, and he was like, oh, that's colorist. Why would you say that? And as soon as she realized she was going to get canceled, that's when she was like, oh, I didn't really mean it like that, but I just mean you could tell when somebody's dark. And it's just like the fact that you feel the need to feel yourself off of something so minuscule as skin color, because here's the thing about colorism in general. These are not things you can change. It's not something you can glow up from. Like
Mm,
they love to put people in a place where they're constantly beneath them because they're insecure. But
exactly.
you
Like
know,
we need to glow up that mind, sis. We need to glow up that personality. If we
yes.
really want to talk about it, like if you're worried
Yes.
about somebody else, like let's pick up a
And
book.
I really feel that's where the insecurity comes from because all it is especially as light-skinned women, they're kind of fed like the man's gonna want me just because I'm light skinned. I don't have to do anything else. No
Mm.
personality, no nothing, just curly hair and light skin. And then now they're sitting here like, oh shit, like I got real competition over here because the dark-skinned girls are just as beautiful. They're funny, they're
Also, the thing
witty, they're
is, like,
intelligent. Now you gotta give
they're
more.
right now you have to like actually be a person. But the thing is, like, they're the ones who are making the competition, I have to say. Like,
Yeah, I have never experienced dark-skinned girls like they love to say, "Oh, they bullied
they bullied me
me
in
and they
school
did
in
this."
second
I'm like,
grade.
I
They
don't
pulled my
know.
hair. It's just like as a black community, as the black community, I think we just really need to move past that because at the end of the day, when you are filing any type of government legal work, does it say light skin, dark skin, caramel, Twix, Reese's Pieces? Like I don't see those options.
No, literally.
I see black, African American descent, or other, Latin or non-Latin. Those
But
are the ethnicity I see.
yeah, and I think that's the sad part is because they like identifying with being black. They like it. They
Yeah,
just
but not too
don't
black.
want to be too black,
Not too much now. Like I'm black, but not
So,
that black.
right,
But
exactly.
to bring it back to the glowing up of everything,
Mhm.
I did want to
Yeah.
mention this. Um, because it is sad to see. Especially I feel like kids these days don't even have a chance to glow up.
They don't even have a
They don't have a chance. They don't have a chance to be in their ugly face.
at all.
Like I remember being ugly and being allowed to be ugly for quite some time, you know?
Unfilmed.
Un unfilmed. I don't even have those
Unfilmed.
pictures of
I
me.
don't
If
have
anybody
no
pulls them up,
pictures.
burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it. Thankfully, that
just
is just locked in my memory.
yes. I couldn't imagine going to high school today.
No, literally,
I
I'd be scared, not gonna
think
lie.
they'd eat me alive.
Like I'd be a little threatened. Like, mom, please, I need my hair done again.
Literally. Like you
Like,
like even that little 15-year-old girl that got dragged out, of that place with
oh, I
the
didn't see
hair
that.
salon. You didn't see that video?
Was it on Twitter?
No, it wasn't even on TikTok too, but she just got like basically she didn't pay the girl money and she dragged her by her hair and her sweater. It was just a big thing because the girl was 15. But point is, like when you looked at the girl, she did look 15 in the face, but as far as like how she presented herself, I didn't look like that at 15. I,
No,
what?
we're not even gonna talk about what I look like at 15.
Oh my
Like, I
gosh.
was cute, but y'all are literally serving IG baddie at like
Literally,
15 years old. And I don't blame the kids. I don't blame the
I
kids.
don't.
I blame the damn parents.
Yes, because you know what the crazy part? The parents are sitting here trying to keep up with them. They're doing
Mm,
like the lines have just blurred
that's
so
true.
much because if you like literally look online, you'll see like people who have children that are like 12 to 15 years old on TikTok
That's
doing the
true.
same things that their
That
kids are
they're
doing.
doing. That's true.
There
That's a
just
good point.
isn't any checks and balances within these systems. Like
Yeah. And
there's just no. Mhm.
I think it's just because the beauty system targets women of all ages.
Yes.
They don't even have mercy on the little kids these days. So
Mm-mm.
it's like you're already the kid. And
Yeah.
then,
It
you kind of
never
have to,
stops.
it never stops. So like, why would you
It
start it
never
early?
stops.
Like, why
Yes.
would you start that young? This is the time, if there was any time to look a little, lopsided, it's when you're a kid. Because like,
Yes.
okay, you're a kid. You're still coming
And
into yourself.
literally, and I think I'm kind of using this time to reclaim my standard of beauty and reclaim what I want or what I deem beautiful and to
Definitely.
experience makeup in a way that's fun, in a way that I can like enjoy it, in a way that's different, instead of kind of like how to get a cat eye, snatched waist, snatched eyelid here, so you look like this. It's just like,
Yeah,
all right, constantly trying to
definitely.
look like someone, or even like the trends have changed. Oh, no eyelash makeup look, eyelash makeup look,
Literally.
how this makes you look. I'm just sitting here like,
Like, how did we go from
what?
2016 eye makeup to clean girl makeup in less than 10 years? Those
I
are
remember when
two
makeup
different
was
vibes.
fun. Like I remember watching
Right.
makeup videos and I never even wore makeup. So I was watching it just for the creativity aspect, the just the overall look
Yeah,
of it.
because
I
I
thought it
think
was
we forget
beautiful.
that sometimes. Like, makeup is art, like,
It's
first and
art.
foremost. It's just a use of self-expression. So there's no need to like do all this extra stuff and have a million and one products to hide your hyperpigmentation. Like, it's ridiculous.
But waking up to your hands being a different color than your face is a crime.
I'm sorry?
You haven't seen it?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh, girl.
I'm talking about like the what is it called when they like
No, not the
the
depeeling.
morning
No,
peel?
no,
No.
no. I'm talking about like people have tanned their body so much.
Oh,
Trust
blessed
me.
be.
Thank you. People have like tanned their body so much and they have to wear like dark foundation to like match their neck. Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it gets
Th-
deep.
That's ridiculous.
Hmm.
The other day I did hear that somebody said like it's a different podcast. A girl said that like black people's version of like self tan would be like a silk press or something. I was like, I
I never thought about that like that.
can kind of see it though.
The only reason I won't agree is because you can, well, I guess you could do a silk press at home, but it don't look the same. But I guess that could
But
be the
that's the
same.
same thing as self tanning though, right? You
I
tan at home, it looks a hot mess.
do. That's true.
Just trying to find a gray area. That's all.
Definitely, definitely. But self-tan, they do a little bit more often than like a silk press. You do like
Yeah,
once a
once a
year or
year.
so.
So that's true. There's a
Yeah.
season. But I guess they
Hmm.
only do they do it all year round? They don't just do it like for the summer?
I wouldn't know.
You're right. I gotta ask a different source. I don't know
Hmm.
what source that would be.
I would not know, girl.
But yeah, like what TikTok pretty is.
Oh,
Because I feel like that's
TikTok
a
pretty.
whole between 90s fine and TikTok pretty. I feel like those are the terms I hear the most
I
often.
mean, yes,
TikTok pretty, like I feel like again, this is something that's not inherently harmful, but I just feel like it's like another beauty standard that's placed onto women because I've seen like a lot of like really pretty girls on TikTok who like make similar content to people who are like TikTok pretty and they're like wondering like, oh, why am I not blowing up? Or, why do I not get any traction? And it's usually they kind of come to the conclusion that it's like something along the lines of like not being TikTok pretty because there's like pretty and then there's
Hmm.
TikTok pretty. So it's
Yeah.
like I
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
it's
gonna
just another
say.
trap.
I feel like TikTok pretty is just trends,
Yeah. That's a
but
good point too, like just some micro
this is
trends.
a micro trend, whether they're wearing a bubble skirt or whether they're wearing
Mhm.
this type of lip liner and they're TikTok pretty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even when
Link
I
in my
like,
TikTok shop.
right, like even when I see people who say that, I'm like, no, you're just as pretty. It's just you're
You
you're
just
in a
gotta log
different
off for a minute.
niche. And you're a different niche of TikTok. Like I feel like
That
even we're
too.
talking about TikTok pretty, if you look at their like posts that they post, it's typically just of themselves and looking cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus like some people who be in their bed and they're talking, they feel like they're not TikTok pretty. Like you're just not done up, babe. It's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
that's that.
That
Social
is that.
media has a drastic effect, unfortunately, on how we view ourselves. I'd be having to tell myself, log off,
Yeah.
especially Instagram. Like, not even as much
Same.
TikTok,
Yeah.
like Instagram. I think it's because, and that's maybe my own doing. I follow like so many like micro influencers. It's not even on no like, competition or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, let me just get off Instagram.
No, literally.
Because
Literally.
like you just see so many pretty people, and I think it does kind of get to you
Of
sometimes.
course.
So
I
it's
mean, we're
just like
human.
sometimes you just need to take a break from like looking at other people and just, look within yourself and, reaffirm yourself.
Whatever you're admiring about somebody else is what you have within yourself.
Period.
No need to compare.
Period. 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 So guys
Hmm.
enjoyed this episode and
Yeah.
glean something about beauty, define it for yourself. Don't let someone define your beauty or beauty in general,
Hmm.
let
And
yourself have time to figure that out
yeah,
too.
and let yourself like let it marinate. Let your beauty marinate
Let
and
yourself cook.
develop first. Like if you think about it, people talk about your brain's not developed till you're 25. Neither is your body for real. Like your
That's very
body is still
true.
growing, your body is still changing. Um, I see people out here talking about they want to get a BBL, they want to get this. You don't even know how big your bum is gonna get. Let it
No,
cook. Let it
literally.
cook, like relax. Um, and also remember that there's things outside of beauty that are important. And inner beauty and inner work is very important because all of that will manifest on the outside.
It definitely will. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I have a tea quote today.
Me neither. What tea are you
Next time,
drinking?
I'm drinking peppermint tea.
I'm drinking lemon immunity boost tea.
I have
So
them in this little mug.
it says fueled by Jesus and coffee. Period.
Amen.
Amen.
All right,
Bye,
see you next time.
guys.